when you feel like you're nothing, but you wanna be something. Yeah, well, all you really need is hope. I just want you to trust me if you wanna be something.
That's right. Let's go. Yeah, when you're feeling down and you're out, like you got nothing but doubt, you're alone in the crowd, just trying to figure it out. All of this cloud and this money got you feeling left out. Listen up to me now, every word that's out of my mouth. Wake up, it's me. You gonna follow your dreams, or are you just gonna be another cog in the sea? You feel the hope in this beat, yeah, the hope that you need to proceed and be exactly what you want it to be. I feel right and I'm proud, hype and I'm loud. I'ma shout all about how I feel in the now. Ain't nobody ever gonna try to change me till I'm dead, pushing up daisies. I'm alone in the crowd, I won't feel down. I got hope right now, and I know I'll be found. I don't really care just what all other haters gotta say. I know everything I do is gonna make them fade away.
And when you feel like you're nothing, but you wanna be something. Yeah, well, all you really need is hope. I just want you to trust me if you wanna be something. Yeah, then all you really need is hope.
Yeah, let's go. Yeah, it's what you need when you're down, need when you're out. It's what you need when you're sad and when you feel left out. You feel an energy drop and then creeps out, but with a little bit of hope you can figure it out. Keep your head high even when you're down inside. Through the pain you fight and through the painful nights you keep striving, keep trying, keep driving, rising, keep thriving, surviving. Nothing's in your way but yourself. Don't need nobody's help. You can make it through this hell. Take it one step at a time, one step as you climb. If you fail you'll be fine. Get back up to the grind and never lose sight of your mission. Be driven. This life is a prison if you don't have vision. You're in it to win it, so get it, don't miss it. Your chances now, so be something somehow. Don't let yourself down. That's right. Sometimes all we really need is hope.
Hi Ringo. Hi Kim. Hi B-Dim. Hi in the bushes. How are you guys? Sorry, this is kind of a last minute jumping on. Gonna do a video, actually full length video if my voice holds out. Yeah, I hope everybody had a great day. Put a one in the chat if you already know who David Schultz is. I'm curious how many of you guys have heard of this case already. He is missing in Iowa, Rockwell City to be exact. And I'm curious how many of you guys may have already heard about his case. Let me put his photo up. Hi, Roberta. Life is slowly starting to slow down, so I am trying to ease back into getting back to full-time streaming again. Still working full-time and stuff like that as well, but hoping as the holiday comes to a close, I'm done shopping, everything is complete. I got all of my son's stuff wrapped now. I just have to wrap the girls and all those things, but hoping that that means that we will get back into the swing of things and start putting some missing cases out there. Roberta and Rhonda. Hi, Rhonda. Have both heard of this already. Okay, great. Great. Everybody else is newer too, so that's good too. I'm going to go down through it like you've never heard of it. This is something that I just came across. Oh, so I was aware that he was missing. I don't even know. It's been a little bit. And then I just keep coming across different articles and stuff like that. And it's one of those things that I'm kind of looking into behind the scenes in my spare time. And I'm like, okay, like, let's talk about this a little bit and bring this case to the attention of the Sleuth family. Hi, Petunia. How are you? How you doing? Okay, so let's pull this up and let's talk about it. So this is a brand new video. This is, let's see here. It's a brand new video from his wife. Just came out a few minutes ago. No, a few hours ago, not minutes. And I'll show you guys that and also tell you what we know so far. And so November 21st at 2:23 p.m., Sarah Schultz, after learning that her husband, David Schultz, had not dropped off his load of pigs at Wickman's hog buying station in Sac City as scheduled that day, called the Lakeview police. So he was delivering a set of pigs. I did see that, Amy, and we're actually going to take a look at that. Hi, Struggle is Real. Good to see you, hun. So let me put this up here. Yes, JLR interviewed his wife earlier this week, and I will be dropping his link throughout this video because it is a very in-depth interview, and we're going to share that information here as well. So, where was I at? So he had a load of pigs that he had not dropped off at the hog buying station in Sac City as scheduled that day. She called the Lakeview police and reported her husband missing after she was unable to make contact with him by phone. David Schultz left his home around 7 p.m. on the evening of November 20th, 2023. Schultz was scheduled to pick up a load of pigs in the Eagle Grove area and transport the pigs to Sac City. At 3:04 p.m. on November 21st, a Sac County Secondary Road employee reported to the Sac County Sheriff's Office that there was a semi-trailer parked on the traveled portion of the road at the intersection of D15, 190th Street, and N14 Union Avenue. It was reported that this semi had been sitting there since early that morning. Responding deputies determined that it was David Schultz. The semi was shut off, and inside deputies found his wallet and his cell phone. His driver's license was in the wallet. Investigators would later learn that nothing was missing from the wallet. So his semi-truck was not pulled over onto the side of the road. It was in the middle of the road. It had just been sitting in the middle of this road. So over the next several hours, law enforcement searched the immediate area on foot and with a canine. The Sac County Sheriff's Office requested assistance from the Iowa State Patrol Air Wing Unit, and the airplane was dispatched from Iowa City that was equipped with forward long infrared FLIR. And State Patrol flew the surrounding area and did not detect a heat signature that would be consistent with a person. For the next 2 days, law enforcement, area firefighters, and volunteers expanded the ground search on foot with the use of drones. Nothing significant of value is located. Yeah, Amy, it's crazy. And so his wife is taking a lot of heat on social media, on Facebook in particular. There are a lot of people coming for this wife, saying that she's acting suspicious because she's giving daily updates and she's giving in-depth updates and stuff like that. And they think that her behavior is suspicious and things like that. The issue with that I have, number one, is we don't ever attack the families without information pointing to the families as being involved. As far as we know, they have him on video leaving this area where he got these pigs, which we'll get into that in just a second. And then he's driving. And so nobody was with him. It wasn't like his wife was there on this ride or anything like that. So it's all weird. The whole situation's just weird, but we'll keep going into more details and then we'll talk about that a little bit more in a second. So the Sac County Sheriff's Office and Lakeview Police traveled to the Eagle Grove area and with the assistance of the Wright County Sheriff's Office, located the hog confinement that Schultz was scheduled to load from. Load crew members were interviewed, load records were obtained, and they learned that he had picked up his load, but had been late to arrive as he was the last truck loaded. He left at 10:50 p.m. Investigators obtained video footage of him at 11:15 p.m. on November the 21st at the MM-126 truck stop east of Fort Dodge on Highway 20. He was there for 16 minutes before leaving the truck stop. He was then seen on DOT camera on Highway 20, west of the MM-126 truck stop, heading west. This was the last time that he was seen. Cell phone data obtained from David Schultz's phone corroborates this timeline. Cell phone data also shows investigators that he traveled across the highway into the intersection of Highway 20 and 71 Junction. There was not any usable video from the DOT camera at Highway 4 and Highway 20. There is no video of his truck stopping. Cell phone shows that his phone arrives there at about 12:18 a.m. The data shows the phone traveling north to where the truck is found. Data suggests the truck may have been there since 12:40 a.m. on November 21st, 2023. Yes, you think if she's updating everyone, she's staying in the loop with the search instead of avoiding. Yeah. Hi, Emily. How are you? So here's the thing. So they have his phone traveled. He left this truck stop. They have him on camera getting into his truck. And then his phone itself traveled to this location where his truck is eventually found. And so then that leads you to question, okay, so what happened between the truck stop and here? Was there drugs involved? Was there some type of medical emergency? What happened to lead him to pulling his truck where he did and then just vanishing? Why were the pigs in the truck and things like that? It makes you wonder, like, could he have picked somebody up or somebody have jumped into his truck at the truck stop? Did they have a clear view of it to make sure that nobody jumped into the truck at the truck stop? Or, what happened? Or did he stop for somebody? See, that's something I thought about too in the bushes. I mean, this is since November the 21st, so this isn't like something that blew up huge like Carly Russell, where he faked his own disappearance or something and was just hiding out for a few days. Yeah, maybe even a road rage incident. There's so many possibilities here. So the Iowa Division of Criminal Investigation has assisted with the forensic search, and they have confirmed that he has not legally gone through U.S. bordering crossing. The information received was that a person named David Schultz had a one-way flight from Minneapolis to Phoenix, Arizona in the late afternoon of November the 23rd. 23rd. So after viewing video footage, they determined that it was not the same David Schultz. So somebody with the same name took a flight, which that is not that uncommon. People having the same name. I never realized how common some names are, even whenever they sound a little bit different. It's really baffling to me, honestly, how many people have the same name. So agencies that have assisted the Sac County Sheriff's Office, Lakeview Police Department, and the Sac County Attorney's Office are the Iowa Division of Criminal Investigation, the State Patrol, Wright County Sheriff's Office, and Minneapolis, Minnesota Police. And that obviously was to do with that flight. So that gives you guys who maybe weren't as familiar with this case kind of a brief overview of the details, right? It gives you a little bit of nuggets here and there. We're going to watch a couple interviews. So they ask for your name. Yeah, middle name. Doing this job that I'm doing, it's crazy. Like I see so many repeat names. Lots and lots. Okay. Give it 1 second. It's getting past the commercial. So this one is a video from 2 hours ago. It's a 7-minute interview with Sarah Schultz. This is his wife.
Dave had just bought another truck and was getting it fixed up, ready to roll. And it's like, I'm not into trucks. Like, I'm into makeup, but he tells me stuff and I'm like, it means nothing to me. And he's like, you don't even care, do you? I'm like, do you care about mascara? No, but that's your thing. And I'm happy that you're getting, and he was so close to getting this truck up and running. It just needed a headlight. Like, that's how close he was. So, I mean, it's not like he didn't, he had goals, man. He's excited to drive this truck. Mm-hmm. He would have never left.
And now the truck that was found, that's the red one it's got like white stripes.
Yeah.
Okay. Tell me about the new truck. What color is that?
Yellow.
Yeah. Sorry, just as a side note, he has 2 twin 10-year-old boys that are absolutely devastated that he is missing as well. I think it's harder, in my opinion, for dads to leave sons. It's not as common. Like, we see gone girl type situations a lot, I feel like, with moms lately that just kind of abandon their kids and go off with some strange man, and then it turns out they were never missing. They're just off living their best life with John Smith down the road or whatever. But he was very close with his twin boys. I just don't picture that being a thing. And that's just my opinion of the little bit that I've seen of this case. I could be completely wrong so far, but these are his twin sons in this picture.
Yellow?
Yeah. Because we were kind of in disbelief for a while, and I kept calling his phone. And my daughter was home visiting, and it was Thanksgiving. It was like 2 days before Thanksgiving. And we had plans to go to Carroll to eat at Hunan because my daughter was home and she loved it. And I'm like, Dave's missing. Do we still go? And I'm like, I'll just keep calling him. And we did still go, but the whole time we were like scared, and I know I thought, I'm like, he's probably just sleeping. He probably pulled over and he's sleeping. But on the inside, I was like, he wouldn't be sleeping this long, They just know he's missing. I mean, he's not there. We can't find him. We don't know where he is. I try not to think the worst, but I know they overhear stuff. They overheard Mark had committed suicide, and you just don't know what I don't know what's going on in their minds. We went to a trauma counseling session, and they were mostly distracted with the toys at the session. Like, I'm very self-reliant, but I miss Dave, but them not having their dad at Christmas, like, they're going to get tons of presents. They're getting, a lot of people have chipped in, and a lot of people, Brita Lions Club is bringing them bikes on Sunday, and those black presents were brought by the school nurse who's a friend she was in my brother's class, and she put together I don't even know what it's called, but they have like a gift list for the boys, what they want. And the one thing I got that sorry, just a minute. A woman reached out to me. I don't even know her. She's from Sumner, and said that she was sewing pillows. And God said, you can make teddy bears too. And she reached out and asked if she could make them teddy bears. And I had to go through his clothes and pick out clothes that remind me of him and mail them off. And that'll probably be the best present, because they can hug their dad.
So she's gonna make teddy bears out of his clothes for them.
And I sent a couple of his Peterbilt hats because they have the emblem, the Peterbilt emblem, and I want him to put it on the where the heart is. Here's the white line. His truck was here. It wasn't even on the white at all. And it was pointing the wrong direction. Dave's from Sac County. He knows what direction he needs to go to unload.
Mhm.
Did he park it? Why was he pointed that way?
So he should have been going south.
He should have been here. He shouldn't have even been over here.
Right. Yeah.
He should have been over here.
So, do you think that somebody else parked that truck where it?
My brother said, and my brother's good at saying things like, but he said, if Dave was having a heart attack, he would have pulled it over before he died. And he's right. He would have, and at a minimum, if he was having truck problems, he would have put cones around it. There were no cones. Someone almost ass-ended the trailer in the wee early morning hours. It's probably several people did, but I know only of one.
Mm-hmm. Now you had was it a friend that saw the truck?
But an acquaintance and his relative reached out and said, hey, my uncle or whatever, cousin, I don't even remember. I've had so many messages. He almost hit it on his way to work to go feed the hogs. And then on his way back, it was still sitting there. And he just, he knows Dave's a good trucker. He thought Dave had it handled and didn't think much of it.
And that was like
5:30 in the morning. And then again at 7:30. So like 5:30 and then 7:30 went around it again. There's a house right there where it was parked, not far off. You can see the house from where his truck was parked.
Okay.
But only one house.
Uh-huh.
I don't think it was anything of his doing. I think maybe he saw something he shouldn't have, and maybe they wanted him to unsee it. Or, I mean, you can go as far out as like, maybe someone needed a good truck driver and they took him. I don't know. He wouldn't be easy to take though.
Mm-hmm.
He's quick and strong. And he's not stupid. Like, I don't know. I don't have a clue. But it was something. I know if he could get a hold of me, he would, and he's not. So something's preventing him from being able to contact his loved ones. I mean, and it's not just me, his family that lives here. His whole, like, his dad and mom live in Sac. His brother lives in Sac.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he didn't just leave me. He didn't just leave me. He didn't just leave his mom and dad. Like, we have, whatever it is not good.
Mm-hmm.
So that was just from a couple hours ago. Like I said, they just put this out. This is a Suez County Journal. Let me give you this. Okay, so this next link that I am posting, so that was the link for the article that we just watched with the wife from the article from 2 hours ago. This next thing that I'm going to play, this is a video from JLR Investigates. It is from 3 days ago. He does an interview with Sarah, pretty long in-depth interview, and you can kind of get a little bit more about what she knows and what she thinks and stuff like that from this interview. The link is here. I'm going to pin it at the top for those of you who want to watch it in full. We're going to watch some of it. I don't want to play his entire content. You know, can't believe I'm going to say this, but head over to JLR and watch the full video if you are wanting to see this full interview. But like I said, there are some things that I want to make sure the information is out here, and share a little bit of this. I'm happy that he was able to put this out to his audience and get more views on this. But obviously there are some of you guys in here that maybe weren't following him or whatever. There's a lot of people who have not heard of this case yet. And so I want to put this out here as well. So here is the link to that. Like I said, I'm going to go and pin it real quick, and we are going to watch this video. Yeah, they need to check that house. My thing is, wow, major coastal flooding. Oh, hear that, Florida? You guys are getting some flooding coming in. Definitely prayers for everybody down there in the way of that. I don't think that he would have. See, I don't know. I wish I knew more about everything, right? And so I'm gonna keep my statements and stuff to myself for now. But like I said, here's this interview. Let's take a look.
Coming on, for these bad circumstances here, I'm terribly sorry what you and your family are going through, Sarah.
Yeah, it's a nightmare.
It is. This is day 22 now.
I think 23.
23. Okay. How are you and the children doing?
It's very emotional. It's funny, the things that make you cry. Just, David chose Copenhagen. I went to the store and looked at the Copenhagen and broke down. And the boys are a little more quick to get angry and frustrated. And, they're not themselves. They're only 10. They're in 4th grade. We had our first trauma counseling session, and it was more of a, I don't know, they were distracted. So it was kind of an introductory session, but I'm hoping we can, get some help out of it.
So, Sarah, you have twin boys? I thought I saw 2 boys, twins.
Yeah. So I have a daughter who's 22, a grandson who's 2, another son, Connor, he's 18, and then David and I got my tubes tied after those 2, and then when David and I got together, I was lucky enough my insurance covered in vitro, and he wanted to have children, and I was up for it too. I did too, and so we conceived twin boys.
Yeah,
Isaac and Joseph.
And I've been watching your Facebook page, your public Facebook page, and I feel your pain. I can't imagine, the unknown, the uncertainty, and I just see you pleading for help and pleading.
Well, it's so unlike him, and it's not like he didn't have goals. Like, he was working on getting another truck up and running and selling that red truck, and he was like this close. He never got the chance to drive it. It just needed a headlight. That's how close he was to it. So, I mean, I've heard some people say, well, maybe he just wanted to change his life. No, we are his life, and he loves his life. His boys are like his little ducklings. I heard someone say, and it was the perfect thing, because that's what it reminds you of. He's such a good father. He's a good husband, and if there's anything wrong with him, he works too hard.
So is truck driving his career? Is that his only job?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's an owner-operator.
Owner-operator. So people were asking in the chat when we were talking about the case last night about the truck. Is this a 18-wheeler cab type truck that he was hauling pigs?
Yep. Yeah, he rents his trailer, and so he's a hired haul for B-Bar R out of Denison, Iowa.
Okay, and so what is going on here? Like, with this particular situation, like, his truck was found in the middle of an intersection on just.
It wasn't in the middle of an intersection. It was a few, like maybe a half mile up from the intersection, towards the house. I saw you posted an aerial view yesterday, and it was more towards that one house that it was in the area. It was towards there, in between the intersection and the house.
So again, you go back to the house, like, and I hate to throw innocent potentially people into this, but it makes you wonder, like, what happened near that house that made him stop this truck? It's not common for truck drivers, especially, she said in that last interview, He would have stopped. He would have put out cones or something like that if he was in some type of distress. He didn't do that. Whatever happened, he just stopped. Like his four ways weren't even on. Nothing was going on. The keys, the wallet, the cell phone, it was all still in the truck. So that makes you think he probably was not robbed, right? And so it just, I don't know. It's just a lot. But then again, like, could be completely 100% innocent people that just so happen to live in this house and have absolutely nothing to do with anything other than the fact that that's where he stopped. I mean, did he see something potentially? Was their dog loose? Like, what happened? I don't know. I don't know.
Just sitting there, and it wasn't running. I initially thought it was running, but it wasn't running, and the lights were off.
The lights were off, and it wasn't running. The lights were off. His wallet was inside there, inside the truck. A phone.
Yes.
There has been reports that his jacket was found a little bit away from the truck. Is that true?
Yeah. The jacket was found before the search dogs came in. I don't know, that got twisted up somehow in the story, but they asked me to describe the jacket, and I said I don't know what the color was, but I know the brand. He wears Legendary Whitetail, and he said, was it orange? I said, and then I remembered he put on this straggly, it's old, it needs thrown away, but it was an orange one. I said, yeah, that's it. And so they put it in the trunk, and when the search dog came out, it went to where the jacket was, and then it came back like, oh, I'm done.
Really? Was there anything else besides a jacket outside around the truck? Footprints and mud?
I don't, they don't share much with me. They they said there's like his footprints, but there wasn't much. Everything was kind of frozen. It was cold.
So his jacket's outside of the truck. They have footprints leading where though? So then was like this a medical emergency? I don't know. I don't know. It's just so freaking weird. Like he literally just vanished basically.
But what was the temperature up there around the time? Below freezing?
Probably 30, 40 degrees.
Wow. So people were wondering yesterday when we were talking about this, they were like, does he normally do truck shifts at night or in the day or just vice versa?
Oh, he works sometimes weeks in a row. Like he doesn't have a day off even, and he goes day and night loads. It's not unusual. Half the time I don't know where he is, but whenever I call, he answers. If he doesn't answer, he's loading and then he calls me right back. I mean, he wasn't acting suspicious that night at all. My daughter and grandson and son-in-law were actually home visiting from Florida for the Friday to Wednesday, and then he went missing on Tuesday, and so they ended up staying longer because they didn't anticipate that. I mean, my daughter, she calls him dad, like it's not, it was Thanksgiving. Like this was not his choice to be gone. And he would never leave a truck like that. In fact, if he would come upon a truck like that, he would be, he'd call the cops. Then he called me and he'd be like, someone's trying to kill, so they're going to kill someone, he's not lackadaisic.
Got you. Now, before he started his shift, did he get some sleep? Because some people said maybe he pulled over and went to sleep or something like that. Did he sleep?
It was his second or third load of the day. I can't remember. But he wouldn't have pulled over to sleep if he was loaded. But when I heard that his the guy who he hires Dave to haul trucks, haul pigs for, he came to my house knocking on the door at like 10 in the morning and said, hey, do you got Life 360 on Dave? And I said, I don't, but I probably should. I never thought of that, but why? And he said, he's missing. And I'm like, maybe he pulled over to sleep. But he said, well, he never unloaded. I'm like, so he's loaded and missing? And he said, yeah. And I was like, I'll call him. I kept calling him all day. And in the meantime, Les was searching for him up and down the route from Eagle Grove to Sac, because there's a couple different routes you can take. And I kept calling, and finally Les said, the DOT said to call the sheriff and report a possible medical emergency, and that he's missing, because that'll get attention right away. And
so that's important right there, what she mentions, because the guy was driving the route that he should have been on, but he went north instead of south. So what made him go the initial wrong way? I don't know.
Actually, I thought that maybe he's 53 years old. He doesn't look it, but he is. And he doesn't act it. He's very agile and in good shape. and strong, but people have heart attacks at 53, so maybe he fell asleep in his truck and he didn't wake up. So I called the sheriff, and then I got a phone call from his phone number, and it said Dave. I'm like, oh, here he is. And it was a female police officer, and she said that we found the truck and we found his phone and we found his wallet, but Dave's nowhere around. And I'm like, I'm still in shock. It feels unreal. Like he should be walking in the door any minute. He's a family man. To give you history, like he works and he comes home, and then he works from home. Even like when he's home, he changes oil. Works on his truck. He took the boys out all summer trucking with him to learn, to teach them about what his dad does, and they respect their father. And we went through in vitro to have these kids. It's not like it was a surprise or an accident. It was a very purposeful pregnancy. And I was 46 or 36 when I, elderly. They call it a geriatric pregnancy.
Gotcha. When you say less, is that where he was delivering it to, or the place where he picked up the pigs at?
Les is the guy that hired the haul.
Hired the haul.
So he pays Dave a paycheck and then takes out trailer rent. So all of Dave's loads are on the stub, and he never goes out searching for anyone. I knew something was bad.
Yeah, and I've been looking at the timeline of the Sacs County sheriffs. They're the lead investigators in this.
What about them?
I've been watching their Facebook page and seeing like the timeline of events. I'm sure you saw that too. Do you agree with that timeline that they've described?
I don't really I can't see what they're going off of. You know what I mean? All I know is the last time I saw him was around 7:30. He called me to say, hey, I'm going to need a change of clothes. I don't got time to shower. I'm running late. And this was not unusual, like him running around, scrubbing up. Hey, baby, got to go. Give me a kiss, and nothing out of the ordinary. And I don't really know exactly what time he got to Eagle Grove, but I anticipate that truck sat there on the road from probably 1 a.m. to like 3:30 p.m. A big red truck on the road, not pulled over.
Nobody called police or anything, seeing a truck there.
That's how desolate it is there, though,
So not much traffic goes through. No traffic lights around that area?
No.
Yeah, we were putting it up on Google Maps last night, and I was just shocked at just the fields. Like I seen like literally nothing out there except that one little house, and just are all the crops down? Is it just flat?
Yeah.
Yeah, because the way the Sac County sheriffs put on their Facebook, they put the timeline of events, and they're saying that the truck was there around 12:40 a.m. So you said 1 a.m. all the way to the next day in the afternoon, and
people had to drive around it or almost hit it.
Your volume went off.
I've been muted this whole time. Sorry, guys. I really appreciate, honestly, that he did this interview because it needed to come to YouTube as well. Like, people need to know what he looks like and have this information out there, because who knows? Who knows, honestly, where David is? I mean, could this be a situation where he did just intentionally vanish? Why would he leave a truck full of pigs sitting in the middle of the road? Why do it in the middle of a hall like that? If he were planning to just run off and start a new family or be with a mistress or whatever, why in the middle of his hall? Why go pick up a load of pigs and then disappear yourself? To make it look more suspicious? Like, that doesn't make any sense to me. It just doesn't. I honestly, I get bad feelings about this case, and I hate even thinking about like that, because we want to have hope that they are going to find him safe and alive and things like that. But I honestly get the same type of gut feeling whenever I was reading about this case and like looking into it as I did with the hold on, I gotta look up Let me see here. Ashley Bush. I could not for some reason remember her name right off the top of my head. But the Ashley Bush case, which was the pregnant woman who was murdered by Amber Waterman. Um, it just something feels off with the whole situation. It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense for him to just up and disappear himself in the middle of the night. You know, what made him pull over at 12:40 a.m. in the middle of a road with a tractor full of pigs? Was something in the road? Could it have been like an animal or something like that that he got out of the truck for? You know, could he have maybe, yeah, I mentioned maybe somebody's dog was out there or something like that. I could picture, you know, a truck driver pulling over because somebody's animal was in the road, or a I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, anything could happen out there. It's just all these loose open fields, all this open area. There's nothing out there except for him, one random house, and then emptiness. It's just, I don't know. Anything could happen out there. Absolutely. Yeah, the feelings are so bad. Yeah, with the pigs, I just don't see him up and leaving. That's what gets me. The pigs. Like, if you're gonna do it, why would you do it while you have pigs? A whole tractor of them. And then, like she said, he was very safety conscious. Why would he do it in a way that somebody could come and like smash into the back of his truck? He didn't have lights on, no four ways, no safety cones, no nothing. Like, he could have really potentially harmed somebody by doing it that way if he was intentionally, you know, disappearing himself and in such a way that it would leave this truck parked there.
You there?
Can you hear me?
No, your volume. I can't hear you.
Oh no.
I don't know what happened with the volume. Let me see. Let me get my.
All intoxicated. I don't feel like let me just say I was traumatized during the interview with him.
Oh, I'm sorry. When you say OWI, what does that stand for? Just
Operating while intoxicated. And this was years and years and years ago. Since I've been with him, he needed a family. That's what he wanted. He's happy. He's changed, you know, and I think that they may be holding his history against him.
Did he have enemies?
No, not that I know of. Dave's a generous, kind person, respectful, teaches and instills those values to his children. He's a tight ass, but he's also generous. Like, if someone needs gas money to take their kid to the hospital or something, because I've had that. A girl I know on Facebook needed gas money, and I said, Dave, you mind if I send her some money? And he said, send her $200. You know, that's the kind of guy he is. He always wants his kids to go to church, Sunday school. I mean, he's a family man. His family is everything to him, and trucking is everything to him. I am adamant. He did not go to start another life. He loves me. He loves our children. He loves my family. Like, I don't know what enemies he could possibly have. The community support. I mean, I feel like if he had enemies, we wouldn't have support like this, you know? I mean,
A lot on your Facebook page. I've seen the whole community there come together and, you know, like with shirts and search, right? And we even have a mutual friend that helped you guys as far as searching people, volunteers out there, right? A lot of people, right?
yeah, one of my friends came from Minnesota I worked with. He drove all the way from 4 hours to come help search for him.
Wow. So there was I read a report and it said that according to the Sac County Sheriff's, they're saying that he was late picking up the pigs. Do you know anything about that? Like,
yeah, he knew he was going to be late because he had a load before, and they knew he was going to be late. So the truck that was supposed to load behind him loaded first, and that worked out fine. You know, they were aware. They communicated that he was going to be late. Like I said, he had a load before. He's been running all day. He'd been running since Sunday. He missed our Thanksgiving because he was working Sunday.
Has he done that same load from that spot to that route before?
Yeah.
And no issues with employees there over like pay or, you know, hours or any kind of problems with, you know,
no,
in that sphere there?
Nothing that I know of, but I mean, I've heard a lot of suspicious comments saying that that place is sketchy. And
which place was the
Eagle Grove, where he was loading.
Where he was loading.
And the other thing is, like, Eagle Grove, my brother, No one had went to search Eagle Grove yet. And so this happened on Tuesday.
Mhm.
And my brother and my cousin and their spouses and my daughter's boyfriend went to Eagle Grove to search, and the owner didn't even know anything about it.
So the owner has no clue there.
The neighbor of the area knew nothing about it either.
So authorities didn't even go there, like asking around.
Like at least not for 4 days, at least minimum.
So the only thing with your question in the bushes is it possible he got to the drop off and something happened there? Is that he leaves the drop off. Let me pull that article back up, I mean. He left the drop off and they had him on camera at like a rest stop. Hold on. Sorry, I gotta get it back up. Give me 1 second. I shouldn't have exited. Okay, so based on this article that was like updated with the law enforcement was he left there at 10:50 p.m. and he was on video footage at 11:15, so 25 minutes later at the truck stop in Fort Dodge Highway. He was there for 16 minutes before he left the truck stop. He was then seen on the DOT camera heading west, and that was the last time that he was seen. So, but again, the data shows the phone traveling north to where his phone traveled north. So something happened between that DOT stop where he was on camera and then this area where he was eventually stopped at. Where is it that I seen? Hold on. So it says there was no video of him at the truck stop at Highway 4. Which, let's see. Where he was dropping off the pigs. I don't think so. Because so he went from where he was supposed to be. Let me see here. I might have to pull up the map and just map it for you guys, honestly. Where in the world did this go? He was going the right way until he hit that truck stop. Eagle Grove to Fort Dodge. So let's see. And Weichman's hog buying station is where he was going. Okay, so let me get this up on here. I'm going to play the video again while I pull it up on Google Earth.
And then my brother got treated like he was a criminal when he's going to search for him because no one else had. And the sheriff there was like, "You don't have permission to be on here." And my brother's like, "Yeah, we just did get permission." He's like, I don't think you did." And my brother's like, "We can go clear it up. He's over there." Well, come to find out these guys are related, like the sheriff and the owner of the barns.
So that's what it's called, the barns.
Yeah, there were 8 barns there where he loaded from.
So from
And
that
like, and they didn't even know, like when I went to see where the truck was parked, I took his mechanic with me and I'm like, what are you guys going to do with the truck? And they're like, I don't know.
really?
And people are going in and out of it. And it was, I thought, oh my God, we're screwed. Like, you don't even know what to do with the truck. So I had our
You know what this just reminded me of, her saying that? Dylan Rounds. It's like they didn't even process this truck as a crime scene or a potential crime scene. They were just letting people walk in and out of it. Everybody was touching it. There's family relationships. That's a small town, middle of nowhere. Like it just all like that just reeked all over of Dylan Rounds. Like all over. It just I don't know. Hopefully, yeah, backwoods, exactly, Roberta. Hi, Lioness. Hopefully, hopefully the media and stuff like that can get on this case and they can do more research on that truck and stuff like that. But at this point, if there was fingerprints, like that's gone. You lost that.
mechanic park it where it normally is at his mechanic shop's just a few blocks from the house because that's where Dave parks it. And then the police went and got it 2 days later without telling me, without talking to the owner of the mechanic shop. And he was like, did you ask Sarah? They got him on the phone and they said, no, we'll tell Sarah. He told me the next day, I didn't even know someone moved it.
Do you consider that truck a crime scene?
They took it like it was one 4 days later.
4 days later, maybe they
Yeah.
should have secured it at the beginning, possibly,
Yeah,
right?
it's just a mess. Then I asked for the keys. They said they're done with it and you can come get it. And I said, okay, well, where's the keys? Well, the keys are in the truck, or Denny has it, the Texaco where it's being stored. So we go then again to get it. Keys aren't in there. Go to the sheriff's. No one's there. Hunt down a cop. Hey, I need the keys to this truck so we can get it back to where it's parked. And so I get a call finally at home and they say, well, we got your keys. You want to come get them? I'm like, can you bring them to me? Because I'm pretty much done for the day. Like, I'm mad. I'm upset, crying. And they bring the keys to me in an evidence bag
I'm
with
sorry.
the paperwork, with it.
I can't imagine, Sarah. Now, the authorities are saying that they said that he got the load at 10:50 p.m. and then was seen at a truck stop at 11:15, or his truck was seen. Do you know if they actually physically seen him at this truck stop?
They had video evidence, yeah, of him looking around his truck and he scrolled through his phone. I mean, nothing out of the ordinary.
And then from that point, he leaves the truck stop and then starts heading west towards the delivery where he's going to deliver the pigs. And then on that route there, the vehicle's found a little bit north of that intersection.
Yeah, and I have my suspicion, I don't know, all we can do is guess, and I don't even know why they would want a grown-ass man, truck driver or whatever, but I feel like something happened at the exit that they made him turn the wrong way and park. But I don't know, because he grew up in that area. He's from Sac. He knew where he needed to turn. He wouldn't have turned the wrong way, no matter what sleep that he's missing.
Yeah, locals know their own area. I mean,
Yeah.
You said that route before.
And he would have never left the truck without pulling over. Like my brother said, Dave could have been having a heart attack, but he'd have pulled that truck over before leaving it like that. Like, he wouldn't do it.
Have you or people close with your search group, have they gone to the truck stop to talk to anyone there? Have you talked to anyone there or try to get some insight with whoever was working that night?
I don't think the truck stop was even open when he went there.
So he just went there and pulled in.
Yeah.
And
I don't know for sure. They don't share anything with me.
Yeah, because I was thinking you would go there to get some coffee, gas, right? We showed a picture last night. The inside looked like it had like a coffee shop in there. So people were saying, well, maybe he stopped and got a beverage or something, some coffee, because it's a late night haul or something. But you're saying that it wasn't even open then.
Yeah, I don't know that it was open even at that time. I don't know that he went in. I did see a pic. They said they got a picture of him at an exit, and I said I want to see the picture because I didn't believe it would be clear. It was dark, and it was him.
And when you say they, who's they?
The police, yeah.
And what intersection was that?
I don't even know where the picture was taken.
But it's between where his truck was found in the truck stop?
Yeah.
Interesting. Is he known to pick up any hitchhikers? Have you ever thought maybe he picked up a hitchhiker or someone?
No, he doesn't let anyone in the truck. His kids and me really is. And if, in fact, if he was loaded, like if someone were having car trouble, he might say, "Hey, I'll be back, but I got to unload." You know what I mean? That's his go. That's his priority.
Now, I saw a report that said that you said that your thoughts is he was taken. He was kidnapped.
I can't think of anything else.
Who would want to kidnap him?
I don't know. My dad mentioned at first that, the cartel, maybe they need a driver. I'm like, Dad, that's a little far-fetched. But then it's like, what else could, I don't know. I don't know.
She's just honestly at that point of desperation. Like, she is just reaching out for any possible answer, any possible explanation at this point as to where in the heck he is. And I mean, you can't blame her whatsoever. It's just crazy. It's just crazy. But like I said, guys, I'm not going to play his whole interview. That is the 25-minute mark is where I'm going to stop it. I just wanted you guys to hear, those main details about stuff again from her. We may watch the rest of it tomorrow on a different video, but I don't want to play it straight through. If you are wanting to watch the rest of JLR's video, it's pinned at the top. Here is the link right here in the chat. And it's just, I don't know. I'm interested what you guys' thoughts and opinions are on this, just based off of the little bit that we know. Let me see if the law enforcement have any videos. Just based off of the little bit that we know, though, I'm curious your opinions. Let me get this. Here's a video that shows some of the locations. Let me get this. Okay, first of all, Google Earthing it. This is where he loaded up here in Eagle Grove, and then this is where he was going. I was in the process of looking for the junction of Highway 21 and Highway 71, and didn't find that yet, so that's what I'm working on. I'm gonna have to take time and actually map all the things, though. Let's see here. There's Highway 20. Anyways, well, here's Highway 71 and Highway 20. So he was up here. They said just past that intersection. I mean, what was the reasoning? Why did he go north instead of south right there? Did he just make a wrong turn? What happened? I don't know. Oh, I got this border up. Sorry. Let me take the banner down. So, I mean, he was so close. He was so close to where he was going. That's it right there. What the heck happened that he got that freaking close? That's really close. It's like there's a secret portal. Yeah, he wasn't long hauling so fairly road. Yeah, he wasn't robbed. Oh, I can't blame her. I wouldn't be happy either. Wow, 29 people arrested at cartels in May. That's crazy. You think he got there, but why would he still have the pigs? The pigs were still in his truck. And his phone never gets there. Do you get what I mean? Like, they never tracked his phone to the location. Based off of what this article says, and they confirmed on video, remember? They confirmed on video that he had never went there as well. It says that he travels across the highway intersection of Highway 20 and 71. And then his truck stops at Highway 4. So where's Highway 4 at? Let me look. Highway 4. Let me see here. I mean, it's going to be somewhere up here, right? Highway 4. Hi, Kathleen. You think he got there? I don't think he did, though, because his cell phone would have went there. And okay, so totally pulled this up a little bit better real quick whenever they showed that. So his truck was up here, 190 in Union. This is literally the middle of freaking nowhere. Like, look at this. It's like nothing. 190 in Union. It's just past this. She said there was nothing there except for one house, which, look, like, she's not kidding. Like, there is nothing there. And then think of a truck just left, like, sitting in the middle of this road. It's only a 2-lane. Like, literally, people could have just drove straight into the back of his truck. But again, you're talking about, why would he just randomly pull over in this area, just past this intersection, up by the one house that was here? So we're talking, he's up here somewhere. This isn't like a heavily wooded area. It would have been pretty obvious if there was somebody stopped waiting for him, like for a personal meetup or whatever. It's just nothing, as far as the eye can see. Hi, Jean. Hi, Delana. And that just adds to the mystery. Honestly, seeing this area, it just doesn't make any dang sense. I mean, if you were to schedule a personal meetup, like for somebody to help you flee your life, would you be like, hey, meet me 5 miles up the road from where I'm supposed to go, and we'll just leave my truck full of pigs there, and we'll take off? Where would they even park to sit and wait for him? It just seems less or more and more like something happened at the truck stop or on the way, or maybe somebody had a flat tire. Like, I don't know. But again, why did he go the wrong direction? I want to know how many times he's ran this route. Is this something that he's done before? Did he know to go the right direction and he went the wrong direction on accident? And maybe was trying to figure out how the heck he can get turned around and something happened? I don't know. Wonder if he had another phone. I don't know, see, they can trace stuff like that. Like, they can trace and see whose phone was pinging in this area around the time that he went missing. Especially since they know the timeline that he had stopped there exactly. They could trace whose phones pinged off of those towers in this area. And with it being so remote and so few homes, I mean, it was really only gonna be a handful of phones, I would think, in that area at that time of night because they did say it's pretty remote, like, not very it's not a well-traveled road. So, we were actually watching that, and so it's probably part of the interview that we didn't get to. I do have his link pinned at the top, for anybody who wants to watch the full thing. We did watch some of it, but not the whole thing, so
Any
I wonder what I wonder what evidence, DNA evidence that they sent out. That's curious. What are they waiting on? Do we know for sure he himself was driving? So he was with his truck at the truck stop. He got out, he walked around. You feel like he's still alive. I sure hope so. Hi, Lise. I sure hope so for his kids' sakes. But he was with his vehicle, he was with his truck at the truck stop, and so we know he made it from the place where he loaded with the pigs. Yeah, that's true, everyone was in that truck, they didn't process it for 4 days. All types of handprints. I hate that whenever, like, small towns, like, drop the ball by not processing the evidence right away, or not declaring stuff a crime scene even right away. It kills me every time that happens because you just you might as well just take the criminal case and as far as like a court hearing goes and crinkle it up and toss it in the trash as soon as you start talking about all that evidence getting pitched out and stuff in the long run. I don't know. It's sad. Yeah, so as far as from the truck stop until this, they had him on at the truck stop, like walking around his vehicle, checking his phone. They had him at the next DOT stop looking, or that they had him on camera at the next DOT like cameras. And then after that, there's nothing saying that it continues to be him. So, I'm not sure. As far as having evidence that somebody else got in the truck or anything like that, we just don't have it. So, they have searched over, I think it was 100,000 acres at this point, looking for him. His coat was found outside of his truck, and they did find feet prints. And so, what led him to take his coat off? What led him to have footprints? Where did he walk to? Where did the footprints go? How far did the footprints travel? That's all information that I don't know answers to, and neither did his wife from what it sounds like, which is frustrating, I'm sure, for her. Like a million times frustrating. Oh, yeah. Yeah, for sure. And like I said, JLR's link is pinned at the top. I can't believe I'm even saying that multiple times, but he did an amazing interview with Sarah. And so it's something that the information that she has needs to be seen. And I was glad to see that he contributed to this case in that way by putting this full length interview out there. Because you guys know on the news, you get 5 to 7 minutes and that's it. And then they cut it. I mean, you could tell there was obvious cuts um in the video that they put out 2 hours ago. Obvious cuts. And so that's frustrating. Because it's like, what else did she say before they clipped it? You know what I mean? I hate that. Maybe somebody was hiding in the sleeper of his truck, but wouldn't you know if someone was in your truck? I mean, I don't know. It's hard to say. Yeah. But I'm gonna go ahead and get off here, you guys. My throat is killing me. It's been a rough couple days here. And I will continue to follow this, continue to keep you guys updated with anything new that I see. Maybe maybe tomorrow we can watch the rest of this JLR interview if you guys do not watch it on your own. Like I said, I stopped at the 25-minute mark. And so if you want to see it, it is pinned at the top, and it's got a lot of good information in it. So, but I will talk to you all later. I love you guys so much. Thank you all for tuning in, and please, David needs found. His family has no clue where he is. David, if you are able to be watching these videos, please reach out to your family. And I love you guys all so much. Thank you all for watching. Hit the like button if you have not already, and I will talk to you all later. Bye.